Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. This is Kristine with a K, and today we're going to have a short throwback time of my previous travels since I really miss traveling. Actually, I should have my second trip of the year last month to Jordan, but because of this COVID-19, it has to be stopped for a while, and it will be hopefully it will be rescheduled soon because I really miss traveling. I love to see different kind of perspective in life in other countries, because when I'm traveling, it makes the magic everything about me, my life. And yes, and today I'm going to share you my experiences, my best places where I have experienced the 4 seasons. And as you know guys, that we Filipinos, we only have a summer and rainy season, so it is always our dream to visit in a foreign country to experience first the snow. It's like everybody, I think everyone is guilty about it, that we have looking forward to experience the snow. So yes, I'm going to tell you about those experiences that I have, the best moments that I have experienced. Mostly, I will share you the countries that I love most for those 4 seasons. Of course, we will refer America and European, but mostly it will be, most of the countries will be in Europe. So let's start. So I'm thinking what will be the first season that I'm going. Okay, I think we'll not start summer because we are tired of summer. In the Filipinos, we're having a summer in the Philippines, and I'm living in Oman where, the sun cockpit, all the summers here, it's very hot. And let's go to winter time. As I remember that every time I watch movies since I was young until you graduated in college, so I was looking forward to experience the snow. We are just I remember that we said that if I'm going to have my first time in snow, I will just going to bring a milk and then sugar, and then we have this halo in the Philippines. So it's like that's what the mentality of every one of us. So yes, the first time that I have experienced my snow was in Switzerland. If I can remember correctly, it was December. It was December that one, 2009 or 10, something like it was a decade ago. Yeah, so it was a business trip. Yeah, so me and colleague we went ahead earlier in Switzerland. By the way, Switzerland, I always considered Switzerland was my, it's always been my third home. So I love everything about Switzerland. So yes, it was our second day actually in Montreux. We were staying in Montreux at the time, and then when I went out in the balcony, and then of course it's there was no snow actually at the time, and then but in the mountain, of course there are it's already snowing in the mountain, but we're in the city. So when I went, when I slide the balcony, the window, and then I thought, because we were on the 2nd floor, and I thought there was something. When I did like this actually, I said, is there something leaking up? No, because I can feel the cold. I mean, it's like a water dripping up from the top. And then when I took a look at it, it's like, how many times I have to do it, guys? I have to glance it so many times. And then we said, if you see the pictures, the drawing of the snowflakes, it looks like big, because in the movie, but when you take, it's really in the reality, it's very tiny really. So when I said to myself, really serious guys, it's like a first time, but oh my god, it's snowing. So I was just wearing a pajama because it's too early morning, and then I have to call the colleague in the other apartment, and I said, come on come on. It's also his first time actually to experience the snow. So I told him, come on, it's snowing. Oh my god, it's one of the best experiences that I have in snow, because finally I was able to experience. And so that day I asked my colleague, because my boss at the time was not with us yet, so we still have a free time to go around. So I really asked my colleague, come on, let's go out and we're going to explore and have fun in the snow. So that's what we did actually, guys. So of course we are all prepared, we have our winter clothes, and then I always wanted to wear winter clothes, different coats. So yes, we went to the mountain and walk around and did this crazy thing of throwing snowballs to each others, and the famous of doing this angel wings and the snow, and that was really amazing. So I'm sure you guys are also have almost the same experience when you did that your first time seeing snow. Yes, so that's my first time, but my second time of winter that I love most actually is in America, and to be specific in New York. So it's really different to see different places, and it's surreal, because these are the places that you usually just watch in the movies, that you have seen in the pictures and in the reality. And I'm so blessed. I'm thankful that God showered me so many blessings. So sometimes I ask, do I deserve this? So I said, I must have done something good that God is blessing me, and I'm very thankful for that. And guys, it's not an overnight. It's not an overnight to see these beautiful countries in the world, and it's just a matter of course, first of all, you should always put God as the center of your relationship. Whatever you do, He is the priority among all, and you should have a goal, and you work hard for that goal, and definitely, guys, you can achieve anything that you want as long as you have a pure heart. Yeah. So let's go to the second season. Okay, from winter, then we'll go to springtime. Most of my friends love springtime, and even me. And yes, where could I? Of course, I experienced my first springtime also in Switzerland. But let's go to another country so that you can also, visualize what I have experienced. The second, the countries that I could share to you about springtime will be in Turkey. It's in Cappadocia, because it's really special. The trip is very special for me. One of my bucket lists is riding in a hot air balloon, and last year I did it. It was March, so it's a springtime. And Turkey is one of my top 10 countries that I love most. So I've been to Turkey for 3 times. Last year was the 3rd time to visit in Turkey, but I didn't go to Istanbul. So twice is in the capital, in Istanbul. But last year, because Cappadocia is far from the capital, so what we did is that we flew a domestic flight from Istanbul to Cappadocia. So it's nice finally that each of my dreams are coming true, and the experience. Actually, the difference between the winter and the springtime is just almost the same. You feel still the coldness, of course, I love wearing different outfits of winter clothes, like especially the trench coat. So that's why I'm investing actually in different coats, in trench coats. I usually, guys, buy, trench coats is very expensive, but you can wear that in a lifetime if you know how to take care of it, and if you know how to choose the right kind of coat. So what I do, maybe you can get some tips of it. During summer, that's the time actually I'm buying different kind of coats because that is the sale time. Guys, come on, you should know also how to, what do you call this one? You should know how to save in a sense of buying this, because you know, I mean, if you are very rich, then definitely, guys, I'm not, I'm not against with other people who are buying so very expensive or not in sale, but me, I'm a type of a person who shops. Yes, I have a good quality brand that I am using for myself, but I'm just very wise in buying it. It's just I don't buy in a normal normal price in it. So I always waiting the sale time of the year, and yes, and that's the time I'm hoarding different, especially if I know that I have a coming trip. So that's why my brothers are, and even my mother said, you have a very huge wardrobe. And then because I don't have a sister actually, so it's like it's a bunch. I have a bunch of things in my room. So maybe on my future vlog you can see what it is in my room. And especially I'm just living alone in my own place. I mean in my room. So yeah, that's it. Springtime is one of the best time of the year because all these flowers are blossoming. It's beautiful, different, you know, it adds colors to your trip when you see these beautiful colors. I think I mean everyone will agree of it. Some of the best seasons that they want to spend during springtime is in Japan. The cherry blossoms with all this cherries are blossoming, so it's beautiful. I'm looking also forward to visit during the time. I mean, if time comes to visit Japan. Although I visited Japan already, but it was summer, so it was not really a memorable, nice one experience. But yes, hopefully one day. Yes, so hopefully one day. Yeah, so it's during springtime you can see, yes, spring, the flowers are sprouting everywhere. So it's like, you know, it's not that much cold anymore. So you can just that's the time you can not a heavy coat anymore. Yeah, but something lightweight that you can still protect yourself for your comfort. But of course, if you go to the mountain area, like what I had, we experienced the hot air balloon. So of course, it was, you know, the trip started early morning, so you really have like you can see in your screen later on that like cover up. It's so cover up, and then even your neck, and like so it's so cold up, but when after the, you know, the sunrise, it's so beautiful to be down. Yes. What else about springtime? Yeah, there's no much difference between the winter and the springtime because you can still feel the cold, and of course the colors are starting to sprout everywhere because of these flowers. Yes. Now, next season will be, of course, winter, spring, and let's go to summer. Some people love summer, some people don't, but you know, it's the reality, especially if you are living in the Middle East. It's like, oh my god, this is so hot. So that's why most of the people during summer here in the Middle East, they are during, you know, rich people, they are having their vacations in Europe or any part of the countries that has 4 seasons, because it's a little bit not cold, but at least the weather is different, totally different here, because in Middle East we can we are reaching even 50 to 55 degrees Celsius. So anyhow, the place that I could share to you about my favorite summer season is in Amsterdam, Netherlands. So Amsterdam is really a free country. I mean, that's the first time like I even wanted to do some crazy things in Amsterdam that time, but I'm still like a little bit of afraid because I'm alone. I don't want, like, if something will happen to me, I don't have anybody there in Amsterdam. I don't know anyone there, so I just stayed actually in a very nice hotel, which is a little bit away from the center, but it's accessible by the train. And and there was a festival that time, gay festival, and I met friends around, from other countries, which I am still in contact with them. So actually, I could mention actually 3 countries that time in Amsterdam, because that's the last part, because I visited Benelux. It's, I remember that on college, because I'm a tourism graduate, so we talk about different countries, capitals, famous things. So Benelux, we always like Benelux. Benelux means Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. So I started my trip last July 2018, before when I went to America. So I passed by Europe. So the first country that I landed actually was in Luxembourg City. So my first trip was there. So from there, and then I took a bus from Luxembourg City to Brussels, to Belgium. So, and then from Brussels, and then my last destination will be Amsterdam, Netherlands. And it's so funny because I was late actually, and in leaving my hotel place, and I was like having this 2 heavy luggage. I have 2 heavy luggage because I'm still going to America, and I have all this stuff because I'm not a person who travels with I think girls do that. Of course, some girls love to travel by light, but not me. Everything is there in my luggage because I don't want to buy stuff. Oh, I need this. I want everything to be prepared in my stuff. So anyhow, so when I reached in Amsterdam, it was that's the time I am free to wear what I want. And you can feel it's summer, so you can feel the sun, and it's hot outside, so you have to feel comfortable with what you wear. And because here there's some restrictions in your dress. So but in Amsterdam, in Europe, you are free to wear. Feel free. You can express what you feel and your freedom. So what I do actually, that one, I'm leaving my hotel like around 10 o'clock. I already have eaten. So for the whole day, the entire day, I'm outside until the evening around 9 or 10, so in the evening. So imagine Amsterdam, especially within the center, it's very big and there are so many things to see. So it's summer, it's like I can feel the sweating everywhere, and it's too bad for me because I did not, I didn't bring any extra clothes that I could change. So imagine, like, I'm sweating, and I was just, and I just left for an hour from my place, from the hotel, and I started to walk because it's walkable actually. If you are in the center already in Amsterdam, everything is walkable. So it's like, oh my god, I don't want to go back again into the hotel and change it because I will feel just lazy. So I was just like walking and I could feel the heat totally inside, all over your body, and it just dried in your body, and it's bad. It's really bad because after the whole summer trip, that's what I did. I'm too bad. That's the thing that I learned from it, that you should always have an extra clothes if you're traveling on summer, because you're going to sweat every time, so you have to change. So what happened to me during that time in summer, it's just, of course, the sweat has just dried into my body. After I came back here in Oman, I have so many allergies in my skin because of this thing. So that's the lesson learned that I have. So guys, if you're traveling also on summer, so in the countries, please always bring an extra clothes for you to change. But I also realized, the climate change that we have now, I think it's everywhere in the world, because what I have experienced in Amsterdam, the summer season, it's just like I'm also in the Middle East. Seriously, guys, it's very hot. Also, I mean, that's why some people in that country is just like barren, topless, or they don't care because the country is so totally free. And I remembered one time I booked a tour to go in an ice bar. So imagine, I was scheduled to visit in the evening. I put in the evening because during the whole day I was entirely outside walking, and then I feel like sweating, and then I said I think I should really visit this bar, at least make me feel like cold after the whole day outside. Yes, and that's the time I met a friend from Qatar, but origin from Pakistan. So yes, that's my summer trip, and I decided also to go to a summer trip because I don't want to go to America on a winter time again because of the luggages. I don't want to have a heavy luggage, very very heavy luggage, because see, if you're just having this one winter coat, it's very heavy already on your luggage. So especially like me, I cannot just leave a one kind of coat. So I have like different kind of outfit that makes my luggage more heavier. So recently, I always like much prefer to travel on during summer time. At least I could have a light luggage. If ever I'm going to go winter again, something that is near in Oman, that is accessible, but not a very long trip. So summer is good to visit if it's summers here in Oman, because here in Oman it's very very hot. You can't even go outside during summer. You can, to be honest with you guys, you can even fry an egg outside if it's like the peak of the summer here in Middle East. So the best time to have a getaway outside Oman during summer. It will be also summer. That's why when we Switzerland, in Amsterdam, it was also summer, but it's bearable summer. Like for us, because Philippines, we have summer. That's the kind of summer that I experienced in Amsterdam that time in Europe. Yes. So maybe you are curious of what kinds of summer does the four season countries have. Yes, if you guys are Filipino and if your country have only hot and cold, then that's the kind of summer they have in four seasons. Yeah, so that's it for summer. So now we are in the last season, fall season. It's my favorite season of the year, but it is the last season that I have experienced. And the first country that I experienced that fall season was in Sweden. I had visited my cousin in Sweden, and then we had a cruise going to Helsinki. But what will I share to you, where I most really enjoyed my fall season, was last year, my trip in Italy. I visited my college friend after like more than a decade. I haven't seen him. I mean, the last time that I have seen her was the graduation in college. So her and her family was so kind enough, to host me during the entire trip. I was almost for 2 weeks in Italy at the time. So I just had an overnight in Rome because I arrived late in Italy, in Rome, Italy, and there was no bus already because my friend are staying in Perugia. So it's just an hour more than an hour of train. So there was no train anymore at the time, and I also decided to stay an overnight in Rome because I want to visit the Vatican and no, not Vatican, to roam the city in the entire, not entire, but the majority tourist spot in Rome. So anyway, it's a fun fact, not fun, but it's reality. As of the moment, of all the 36 countries that I visited, Italy is aside from Oman and Switzerland. Italy is the most favorite countries that I have visited, because you're asking why. It's because when you travel, because most of the time I'm traveling alone, so the perfect timing that you're visiting to the country, the things that you have seen around, and the people that you have experienced or you are with. So because I had a great fun in Italy because I was with my friend and her family. So I'm so blessed because they made themselves free. So each of them every day, although I really appreciate, because they were still working the time and they made themselves free every day. Each of them had made free just for us to just for let me tour not only one city. They brought me to different cities in Italy. That's why I fell in love with Italy. Supposed to be, I have planned to go back this coming July on my birthday. I really already have planned and made a vacation leave for 2 weeks in Italy, but hopefully things will get better in July. Who knows? I'm going to still go ahead with the plan, and I'm looking forward for it. Anyhow, it during fall season, cold is getting started, and the colors, the brown, that's why it's fall. They call it fall season or the autumn, because this fall are starting to fall down. It turns out into brown, some are red, and although actually in Italy there are if you guys watch a movie, fall season, I mean that has a season of fall, that you can see different colors especially in America. There are red, there are brown, but on my experience that time in Italy, there's not much of that colors. Yeah, so there are not much colors, and but still there are some places that have the colors with oranges, brown, or red, orange. It's nice to see, especially if you are visiting a mountain with all this full of trees standing, these huge trees around, and you have seen those leaves are change color, or that there are changes of colors and start to falling down. I think in Asia, one of the most Filipino favorite spots visiting during fall season is in Korea. Yes, so it's one of my favorite places because it's something very special to me, that country. And yes, and if you want to say compare the coldness of spring and fall, I think spring is still more colder for me. It's for me. Spring is colder than fall because fall it's like summer. It's a transition of summer season going to the cold. So it's like you can still feel the hotness, especially if too much sunshine during the daytime, and by this time you can still wear of course you already have a winter clothes, but not that much thick. It's just a thinner. I mean, you can just sometimes, for me, like some experience, because I love cold season, so I think my skin is adapted to the cold season. So we usually I don't have that much of coat. I just have like turtleneck, something cold, and then you can even have the pants and then just shoes. So you can still have your OOTD, they said. So it's not that much. So we can only bring a very few winter clothes because it's not that much cold. But it's fall season is my, if you're asking me what is my favorite season among all, fall is my favorite seasons. It's nice to fall in love, isn't it? Just kidding. So yes, so so far I only experienced two times of fall season, which was in Sweden, Finland, and last year in Italy. So to summarize up, okay, whatever seasons that you are visiting in any country, the most important is that you have to enjoy every bit of it. So for me, you know, I always do. I mean, that's why, you know, I'm savoring every moment that I'm traveling. You know, I don't waste any time at all. You know, from morning, from the time that I'm leaving my place where I'm staying, it's the totally whole day until the end of the day, even in the evening. Because, you know, for me, you know, you don't know when are you going to go back again. So every minute, every moment counts, and you are always looking forward. So that's why you have to enjoy the trip. Yeah, you have to be prepared, of course, because most of the people are asking, are you not afraid of traveling alone? Yeah, I'm not afraid, especially my lady. I think the 4 things that I could share, I think, to you, or even 5 things when you're traveling. But I mean, guys, those ladies, we are empowered women, okay? At least once in your life, try to experience of traveling alone. Explore. You can do it. If I can do, you can do it, guys. You can do anything you want. I mean, if you know your limit. Second thing, of course, I mean, if you're traveling alone, important is that, you know, you are already well aware of where you know, of the country, what you want to do, okay? And third, of course, you should have a money. Money is very important, because in case of emergency, you have something to spend. Because especially if you are traveling to a country that you don't know anybody, you should. And the most important is that you have to pray every time, you know, to guide you throughout the way, from the moment that you leave your place until you come back, that you will be safe. And you don't have to be afraid, guys. I mean, you have God, you know, you have the you just have also, if ever you're lost, you just have to ask. I mean, you know how to read. I mean, it's free to ask, you know. But of course, you just have to choose. I mean, you should also instinct in yourself, right? That if the person that you're asking to has something that is good or bad, and avoid. I mean, not all. I mean, do not go to places that is not safe. So always try to research first the country that you're visiting before you go. I think that's it, guys. That's the thing that I can share about you, about my 4 seasons experience in the countries that I have visited, and hope you have learned something. And if you have any questions, you know, about these things, about the travels, about the countries I have visited, about the preparations, feel free to comment below. I would gladly help you. And don't forget to like this video. And yes, that's all for today, and next time on my next video. So looking forward to see you again, guys. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share to your family and friends, so that, you know, I can share also what I have, you know, I could be an inspiration to other people. So ciao.